أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most benevolent, ever merciful.
يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة
Near has come the reckoning for men, but they turn away in remissness.
ما يأتيهم من ذكر من ربهم محدث إلا استمعوه وهم يلعبون.
Never does a new reminder come to them from their Lord, but they listen to it with dalliance.
لاهية قلوبهم وأسروا النجوى الذين ظلموا هل هذا إلا بشر مثلكم أفتأتون السحر وأنتم تبصرون.
Their minds are lost in frivolous pastimes, and the evil-doers discuss secretly, "Is he not but only a man like you? Then why are you taken in by magic seeingly?"
قال ربي يعلم القول في السماء والأرض وهو السميع العليم.
He said, "My Lord knows whatever is spoken in the heavens and the earth. He hears all and knows everything."
بل قالوا أضغاث أحلام بل افتراه بل هو شاعر فليأتنا بآية كما أرسل الأولون.
Yet they say, "These are only confused dreams," or rather, he has invented them, or he is only a poet. Let him therefore bring a miracle to us as the earlier apostles were sent with.
ما آمنت قبلهم من قرية أهلكناها أفهم يؤمنون.
Not one habitation that we destroyed before them had believed, so how can they believe?
وما أرسلنا قبلك إلا رجالا نوحي إليهم فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون.
Never did we send a message before you, but through a man whom we inspired. If you do not know, then ask the keepers of the oracles of God.
وما جعلناهم جسدا لا يأكلون الطعام وما كانوا خالدين.
We did not make their bodies immune to hunger, nor were they immortal.
ثم صدقناهم الوعد فأنجيناهم ومن نشاء وأهلكنا المسرفين.
Then we made our promise good to them, and delivered whomsoever we pleased, and destroyed the transgressors.
لقد أنزلنا إليكم كتابا فيه ذكركم أفلا تعقلون.
We have sent down to you a book which has a reminder for you. Do you not understand?
وكم قصمنا من قرية كانت ظالمة وأنشأنا بعدها قوما آخرين.
How many habitations that were sinful have we demolished utterly, and raised other people after them?
فلما أحسوا بأسنا إذا هم منها يركضون.
Whensoever they sensed our punishment, they fled from them.
لا تركضوا وارجعوا إلى ما أترفتم فيه ومساكنكم لعلكم تسألون.
Do not flee. Go back to your halls of pleasure and your habitations, so that you may be interrogated.
قالوا يا ويلنا إنا كنا ظالمين.
Woe, alas, they said, we were really sinful.
فما زالت تلك دعواهم حتى جعلناهم حصيدا خامدين.
And this remained their lament till we mowed them down and made them extinct.
وما خلقنا السماء والأرض وما بينهما لاعبين.
We have not created the heavens and the earth and all that lies between them out of fun.
لو أردنا أن نتخذ لهوا لاتخذناه من لدنا إن كنا فاعلين.
If we had pleased to make a plaything, we could have made it ourselves, if we had cared to do so.
ألم تر أن الله يسجد له من في السماوات ومن في الأرض والشمس والقمر والنجوم والجبال.
In fact, we strike the truth against the false, which shatters it and it disappears. Woe to you for what you attribute to him.
وله من في السماوات والأرض ومن عنده لا يستكبرون عن عبادته ولا يستحسرون.
Whosoever is in the heavens and the earth belongs to him, and those who are near him do not disdain to worship him or weary of his service.
يسبحون الليل والنهار لا يفترون.
Nor cease to endeavor praising him night and day.
أم اتخذوا آلهة من الأرض هم ينشرون.
Or have they taken gods from the earth who can raise the dead?
لو كان فيهما آلهة إلا الله لفسدتا فسبحان الله رب العرش عما يصفون.
Had there been gods apart from God, both the heavens and the earth would have been despoiled. Much too glorious is God, the Lord of the mighty throne, for things they assert.
لا يسأل عما يفعل وهم يسألون.
He cannot be questioned about what he does, but they will be questioned.
أم اتخذوا من دونه آلهة قل هاتوا برهانكم هذا ذكر من معي وذكر من قبلي بل أكثرهم لا يعلمون الحق فهم معرضون.
Have they taken gods beside God? Say, then bring your proof. Here is the book of those who are with me, and the book of those who have gone before me. But most men do not know the truth and turn away.
وما أرسلنا من قبلك من رسول إلا نوحي إليه أنه لا إله إلا أنا فاعبدون.
We have not sent an apostle before you without instructing him that there is no God but I.
وقالوا اتخذ الرحمن ولدا سبحانه بل عباد مكرمون. مكرمون.
And yet they say, Ar-Rahman has begotten a son. Too exalted is he. In fact, those they call his sons were his honored votaries.
لا يسبقونه بالقول وهم بأمره يعملون.
They did not precede him in their speech and acted on his command.
يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يشفعون إلا لمن ارتضى وهم من خشيته مشفقون.
He knows what was there before them and what came after them, and they did not intercede for anyone but whom he willed, and they were filled with awe of him.
ومن يقل منهم إني إله من دونه فذلك نجزيه جهنم كذلك نجزي الظالمين.
If any one of them said, I am God besides him, we should award him hell, for this is how we requite the evildoers.
أولم ير الذين كفروا أن السماوات والأرض كانتا رتقا ففتقناهما وجعلنا من الماء كل شيء حي أفلا يؤمنون.
Do not these unbelievers see that the heavens and the earth were an integrated mass? Then we split them and made every living thing from water. Will they not believe even then?
وجعلنا في الأرض رواسي أن تميد بهم وجعلنا فيها فجاجا سبلا لعلهم يهتدون.
We placed stabilizers in the earth, so that, as it revolved with them, you lived undisturbed. And we provided passageways between them, so that men may find their way.
وجعلنا السماء سقفا محفوظا وهم عن آياتها معرضون.
And we made the sky a well-protected roof. Still they turned away from his signs.
وهو الذي خلق الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر كل في فلك يسبحون.
It is he who created night and day, the sun and the moon, revolving on its orbit.
وما جعلنا لبشر من قبلك الخلد أفإن مت فهم الخالدون.
We have given no man everlastingness before you. So then if you die, will they live ever after?
كل نفس ذائقة الموت ونبلوكم بالشر والخير فتنة وإلينا ترجعون.
Every soul will know the taste of death. We tempt you with evil and with good as a trial, and to us you will return.
وَإِذَا رَآكَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِن يَتَّخِذُونَكَ إِلَّا هُزُوًا أَهَذَا الَّذِي يَذْكُرُ آلِهَتَكُمْ وَهُمْ بِذِكْرِ الرَّحْمَنِ هُمْ كَافِرُونَ.
But when the unbelievers see you, they make fun of you and say, Is this the one who mentions your gods deridingly? Yet in Ar-Rahman they disbelieve.
خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ مِنْ عَجَلٍ سأريكم آياتي فلا تستعجلون.
Man is made of inordinate haste. We will show you our signs, then you will not desire to hasten the punishment.
ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين.
Yet they say, when will the promised threat come to pass, if you speak the truth?
لو يعلم الذين كفروا حين لا يكفون عن وجوههم النار ولا عن ظهورهم ولا هم ينصرون.
If only the unbelievers could apprehend the moment when they would neither be able to ward off the fire from their faces and their backs, nor help reach them.
بل تأتيهم بغتة فتبهتهم فلا يستطيعون ردها ولا هم ينظرون.
It will come upon them unawares, confounding them, and they will not be able to keep it back, nor will they be given respite.
ولقد استهزئ برسل من قبلك فحاق بالذين سخروا منهم ما كانوا به يستهزئون.
Many apostles have been scoffed before you, but they who scoffed were themselves caught by what they had ridiculed.
قل من يكلؤكم بالليل والنهار من الرحمن بل هم عن ذكر ربهم معرضون.
Say, who guards you from Ar-Rahman by night and by day, yet from a mention of their Lord they turn away.
أم لهم آلهة تمنعهم من دوننا لا يستطيعون نصر أنفسهم ولا هم منا يصحبون.
Or do they have lords of their own besides us who can defend them, but they are not able to help themselves, nor can they find protection against us?
بل متعنا هؤلاء وآباءهم حتى طال عليهم العمر أفلا يرون أنا نأتي الأرض ننقصها من أطرافها أفهم الغالبون.
We allowed them and their fathers time to enjoy till the very end of their lives. Do they not see us advancing into the land, reducing its frontiers? Would they still prevail?
قل إنما أنذركم بالوحي ولا يسمع الصم الدعاء إذا ما ينذرون.
Say, I am warning you by God's command, but the deaf do not hear the call when they are warned.
ولئن مستهم نفحة من عذاب ربك ليقولن يا ويلنا إنا كنا ظالمين.
Even if a whiff of the Lord's chastisement were to touch them, they would surely say, "Ah, woe, alas, we were surely sinful."
ونضع الموازين القسط ليوم القيامة فلا تظلم نفس شيئا وإن كان مثقال حبة من خردل أتينا بها وكفى بنا حاسبين.
We shall fix the scales of justice on the day of resurrection, so that none will be wronged in the least, and even if it were equal to a mustard seed in weight, we shall take it into account. We are sufficient for computation.
ولقد آتينا موسى وهارون الفرقان وضياء وذكرا للمتقين.
We gave Moses and Aaron the criterion, and a light and reminder for those who take heed for themselves.
الذين يخشون ربهم بالغيب وهم من الساعة مشفقون.
Who are fearful of their Lord inwardly and dread the hour.
فالذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم مغفرة ورزق كريم.
And this is a blessed reminder that we have sent down. Will you then deny it?
ولقد آتينا إبراهيم رشده من قبل وكنا به عالمين.
We had earlier given Abraham true direction, for we knew him well.
إذ قال لأبيه وقومه ما هذه التماثيل التي أنتم لها عاكفون.
When he said to his father and his people, "What are these idols to which you cling so passionately?"
قالوا وجدنا آباءنا لها عابدين.
They replied, "We found our fathers worshipping them."
قال لقد كنتم أنتم وآباؤكم في ضلال مبين.
He said, "You and your fathers were in clear error."
ولا يزال الذين كفروا في مرية منه حتى تأتيهم الساعة بغتة.
They said, "Are you speaking in earnest or only jesting?"
قال بل ربكم رب السماوات والأرض الذي فطرهن وأنا على ذلكم من الشاهدين.
He said, "In fact, it was your Lord, the Lord of the heavens and the earth, who created them, and I bear witness to this."
وتالله لأكيدن أصنامكم بعد أن تولوا مدبرين.
I swear by God, I will do something to your idols when you have turned your backs and gone.
فجعلهم جذاذا إلا كبيرا لهم لعلهم إليه يرجعون.
So he smashed them up to pieces, with the exception of the biggest, so that they may turn to it.
قالوا من فعل هذا بآلهتنا إنه لمن الظالمين.
They asked on return, "Who has done this to our gods? He is surely a mischief monger."
قالوا سمعنا فتى يذكرهم يقال له إبراهيم.
They said, "We heard a youth talk about them. He is called Abraham."
قالوا فأتوا به على أعين الناس لعلهم يشهدون.
"Bring him before the people," they said, "that they may bear witness."
قالوا أأنت فعلت هذا بآلهتنا يا إبراهيم؟
"Did you do this to our gods, O Abraham?" they inquired.
قال بل فعله كبيرهم هذا فاسألوهم إن كانوا ينطقون.
No, he said, it was done by that chief of theirs. Ask him in case they can speak.
فرجعوا إلى أنفسهم فقالوا إنكم أنتم الظالمون.
Then they thought and observed, surely you are yourselves unjust.
ثم نكسوا على رؤوسهم لقد علمت ما هؤلاء ينطقون.
Then, crestfallen, they confessed, truly, as you know, they cannot speak.
قال أفتعبدون من دون الله ما لا ينفعكم شيئا ولا يضركم.
So Abraham said, then why do you worship something apart from God that cannot profit you or do you harm?
أف لكم ولما تعبدون من دون الله أفلا تعقلون.
Fie on you and those you worship besides God. Will you not understand?
قالوا حرقوه وانصروا آلهتكم إن كنتم فاعلين.
They said, burn him and save your gods if you are men of action.
قلنا يا نار كوني بردا وسلاما على إبراهيم.
Turn cold, O fire, we said, and give safety to Abraham.
وأرادوا به كيدا فجعلناهم الأخسرين.
They wished to entrap him, but we made them greater losers.
ونجيناه ولوطا إلى الأرض التي باركنا فيها للعالمين.
So we delivered him and Lot and brought them to the land we had blessed for all the people.
ووهبنا له إسحاق ويعقوب نافلة وكلا جعلنا صالحين.
And we bestowed on him Isaac and Jacob as an additional gift and made them righteous.
يا أيها الناس ضرب مثل فاستمعوا له إن الذين تدعون من دون الله لن يخلقوا ذبابا ولو اجتمعوا له وإن يسلبهم الذباب.
And we made them leaders to guide the people by our command. And we inspired them to perform good deeds and observe their moral obligations and pay the zakat, and they obeyed us.
ولوطا آتيناه حكما وعلما ونجيناه من القرية التي كانت تعمل الخبائث إنهم كانوا قوم سوء فاسقين.
To Lot we gave wisdom and knowledge and saved him from a people who acted villainously and were certainly wicked and disobedient.
الله يصطفي من الملائكة رسلا ومن الناس.
Thus we admitted him to our grace. He is surely one of the righteous.
يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم وإلى الله ترجع الأمور.
And saved him from a people. Remember Noah when he called to us before this. We heard him and saved him and those with him from great distress.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اركعوا واسجدوا واعبدوا ربكم وافعلوا الخير لعلكم تفلحون خلفهم.
And we helped him against the people who rejected our signs as lies. They were a wicked people indeed, so we drowned them one and all.
وجاهدوا في الله حق جهاده هو اجتباكم وما جعل عليكم في الدين من حرج ملة أبيكم إبراهيم.
Remember David and Solomon, when they pronounced judgment about the field which was eaten up at night by sheep belonging to certain people. We were witness to their judgment.
ففهمناها سليمان وكلا آتينا حكما وعلما وسخرنا مع داود الجبال يسبحن والطير وكنا فاعلين.
We made Solomon understand the case and bestowed on each wisdom and knowledge. We subdued the Al-Jibal with David to sing our praises, and At-Tair, it is we who did it.
وعلمناه صنعة لبوس لكم لتحصنكم من بأسكم فهل أنتم شاكرون.
And we taught him the art of making coats of mail to shield you from each other's violence. Will you not be grateful even then?
ولسليمان الريح عاصفة تجري بأمره إلى الأرض التي باركنا فيها وكنا بكل شيء عالمين.
We made tempestuous winds obedient to Solomon, which blew swiftly to sail at his bidding, with his ships to the land we had blessed. We are cognizant of everything.
ومن الشياطين من يغوصون له ويعملون عملا دون ذلك وكنا لهم حافظين.
And many of the devils we also made obedient to him, who dived for him and did many other things, and we kept watch over them.
وأيوب إذ نادى ربه أني مسني الضر وأنت أرحم الراحمين.
Remember Job, when he called to his Lord, I am afflicted with distress, and you are the most compassionate of all.
فاستجبنا له فكشفنا ما به من ضر وآتيناه أهله ومثلهم معهم رحمة من عندنا وذكرى للعابدين.
So we heard his cry and relieved him of the misery he was in. We restored his family to him, and along with them gave him others similar to them as a grace from us and reminder for those who are obedient.
وإسماعيل وإدريس وذا الكفل كل من الصابرين.
Remember Ishmael, Idris, and Dhul Kifl. They were men of fortitude.
وأدخلناهم في رحمتنا إنهم من الصالحين.
And they were admitted to our grace. Verily, they were among the doers of good.
وذا النون إذ ذهب مغاضبا فظن أن لن نقدر عليه فنادى في الظلمات أن لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني إني كنت من الظالمين.
And remember Dhunnun, Jonah of the fish, when he went away in anger and imagined we will not test him with distress. Then he called out from the darkness, "There is no God other than you. All glory to you. Surely I was a sinner."
فاستجبنا له ونجيناه من الغم وكذلك ننجي المؤمنين.
We heard his cry and saved him from the anguish. That is how we deliver those who believe.
وزكريا إذ نادى ربه رب لا تذرني فردا وأنت خير الوارثين.
Remember Zachariah when he called to his Lord, "Do not leave me alone and childless, for you are the best of givers."
فاستجبنا له ووهبنا له يحيى وأصلحنا له زوجه إنهم كانوا يسارعون في الخيرات ويدعوننا رغبا ورهبا وكانوا لنا خاشعين.
So we heard him and gave him John, and cured his wife of barrenness. These were men who vied in good deeds with one another, and prayed to us with love and awe, and were meek before us.
والتي أحصنت فرجها فنفخنا فيها من روحنا وجعلناها وابنها آية للعالمين.
Remember her who preserved her chastity, into whom we breathed a new life from us, and made her and her son a token for mankind.
إن هذه أمتكم أمة واحدة وأنا ربكم فاعبدون.
Verily, this your order is one order, and I am your Lord, so worship me.
وتقطعوا أمرهم بينهم كل إلينا راجعون.
But they split up the order among themselves, yet all of them have come back to me.
فمن يعمل من الصالحات وهو مؤمن فلا كفران لسعيه وإنا له كاتبون.
So he who does the right and is a believer will not have his labor denied, for we are cognizant of it.
وحرام على قرية أهلكناها أنهم لا يرجعون.
It is imperative that a habitation we have destroyed will not desist from unbelief.
حتى إذا فتحت يأجوج ومأجوج وهم من كل حدب ينسلون.
Until when the way is opened up for Gog and Magog, and they press from every elevated place.
واقترب الوعد الحق فإذا هي شاخصة أبصار الذين كفروا يا ويلنا قد كنا في غفلة من هذا بل كنا ظالمين.
Then the eyes of unbelievers will be fixed in horror, and they will cry, "Ah, woe betide! We were indeed heedless of this, and were oppressors and unjust."
إنكم وما تعبدون من دون الله حصب جهنم أنتم لها واردون.
Verily you and those you worship other than God will be faggots for hell, and come to it you will.
لو كان هؤلاء آلهة ما وردوها وكل فيها خالدون.
Had they really been gods, they would not have entered it. They will all abide in it forever.
لهم فيها زفير وهم فيها لا يسمعون.
There will only be groaning for them, and they will not hear anything.
إن الذين سبقت لهم منا الحسنى أولئك عنها مبعدون.
But those for whom a good reward had been foreordained by us will be far removed from it.
لا يسمعون حسيسها وهم فيما اشتهت أنفسهم خالدون.
And will not hear its hissing, and will live forever in the midst of what their hearts desire.
لا يحزنهم الفزع الأكبر وتتلقاهم الملائكة هذا يومكم الذي كنتم توعدون.
They will have safety from the mighty terror, and angels will receive them, saying, "This is your day which had been promised you."
يوم نطوي السماء كطي السجل للكتب كما بدأنا أول خلق نعيده وعدا علينا إنا كنا فاعلين.
The day we shall roll up the heavens like a written scroll. We shall revert it to nothing as it was before we first created it. This is a promise incumbent on us. We will certainly fulfill it.
وَلَقَدْ كَتَبْنَا فِي الزَّبُورِ مِن بَعْدِ الذِّكْرِ أَنَّ الْأَرْضَ يَرِثُهَا عِبَادِيَ الصَّالِحُونَ.
We had prescribed in the book of Psalms, after the reminder and admonition, that those of our creatures who are good will in the end rule the earth.
إن في هذا لبلاغا لقوم عابدين.
Verily, there is a message in this for people who are devout.
وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين.
We have sent you as a benevolence to the creatures of the world.
قل إنما يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد فهل أنتم مسلمون.
Say, this is what has been revealed to me. Your God is one and only God. So will you bow in homage to him?
فإن تولوا فقل آذنتكم على سواء وإن أدري أقريب أم بعيد ما توعدون.
If they turn away, tell them, I have warned you all alike. I do not know if what has been promised you is near or far away.
إنه يعلم الجهر من القول ويعلم ما تكتمون.
He knows surely what you say aloud and what you hide within your breasts.
وإن أدري لعله فتنة لكم ومتاع إلى حين.
I do not know if this be a trial for you or a little advantage for a while.
قال رب احكم بالحق وربنا الرحمن المستعان على ما تصفون.
Judge in truth between us, O Lord, he said. Our Lord is merciful, whose help we seek against what you attribute.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, most benevolent, ever merciful.
يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم.
O you people, fear your Lord. The great upheaval of the hour will indeed be terrible.
يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد.
The day you see it, every suckling female will forget her suckling, and every pregnant female will discharge her burden. You will see men drunk, yet it will not be intoxication. The torment of God will be severe.
ومن الناس من يجادل في الله بغير علم ويتبع كل شيطان مريد.
And yet there are men who contend about God without understanding and follow every wayward devil.
كتب عليه أنه من تولاه فأنه يضله ويهديه إلى عذاب السعير.
Who, it is inscribed, will beguile whoever follows him and lead him to the torment of hell.
يا أيها الناس إن كنتم في ريب من البعث فإنا خلقناكم من تراب ثم من نطفة ثم من علقة ثم من مضغة مخلقة وغير مخلقة لنبين لكم ونقر في الأرحام ما نشاء إلى أجل مسمى ثم نخرجكم طفلا ثم لتبلغوا أشدكم ومنكم من يتوفى ومنكم من يرد إلى أرذل العمر لكي لا يعلم من بعد علم شيئا وترى الأرض هامدة فإذا أنزلنا عليها الماء اهتزت وربت وأنبتت من كل زوج بهيج.
If you have any doubt, O men, about being raised to life again, remember that we created you from dust, then a drop of semen, then an embryo, then a chewed-up lump of flesh, shaped and shapeless, that we may reveal the various steps to you. We keep what we please in the womb for a certain time. Then you come out as a child, then reach the prime of age. Some of you die, some reach the age of dotage when they forget what they knew, having known it once. You see the earth all withered, then we send down rain upon it, and it bestirs itself, swells, and brings forth every kind of beauteous verdure.
ذلك بأن الله هو الحق وأنه يحيي الموتى وأنه على كل شيء قدير.
That is so, for God is the undeniable reality. It is He who brings the dead to life, for He has power over everything.
وأن الساعة آتية لا ريب فيها وأن الله يبعث من في القبور.
The hour will come without doubt, and God will raise those who are dead.
ومن الناس من يجادل في الله بغير علم ولا هدى ولا كتاب منير.
Yet there are some who contend about God without any knowledge or guidance or enlightening book.
ثاني عطفه ليضل عن سبيل الله له في الدنيا خزي ونذيقه يوم القيامة عذاب الحريق.
Turning their backs that they may lead away from the path of God. For such there is a disgrace in the world, and on the day of judgment we shall make them taste the torment of burning.
ذلك بما قدمت يداك وأن الله ليس بظلام للعبيد.
That is on account of what you had done in the past. Yet God is not unjust to His creatures.
ومن الناس من يعبد الله على حرف فإن أصابه خير اطمأن به وإن أصابته فتنة انقلب على وجهه خسر الدنيا والآخرة ذلك هو الخسران المبين.
There are some men who worship God only from the margin. If there is some profit, they are content. But if calamity befalls them, they turn about, thus losing both this world and the next. This is indeed a palpable loss.
يدعو من دون الله ما لا يضره وما لا ينفعه ذلك هو الضلال البعيد.
Leaving God, they pray to those who cannot harm or profit them. That is the limit of going astray.
يدعو لمن ضره أقرب من نفعه لبئس المولى ولبئس العشير.
They pray to him whose bane is more imminent than his boon. How bad the protector and how bad the associate.
إن الله يدخل الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار إن الله يفعل ما يريد.
God will admit those who believe and do the right to gardens full of rippling streams. Verily, God does as He pleases.
من كان يظن أن لن ينصره الله في الدنيا والآخرة فليمدد بسبب إلى السماء ثم ليقطع فلينظر هل يذهبن كيده ما يغيظ.
He who thinks that God will not help him in this world and the next should stretch a rope to the sky, then cut it off and see if his mind is relieved of doubts by this stratagem.
وكذلك أنزلناه آيات بينات وأن الله يهدي من يريد.
That is why we have sent down these clear revelations, for God gives guidance whomsoever He please.
إن الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والصابئين والنصارى والمجوس والذين أشركوا إن الله يفصل بينهم يوم القيامة إن الله على كل شيء شهيد.
God will judge between those who believe and the Jews, the Sabians, Christians, and the Magians, and the idolaters on the day of judgment. Verily God is witness to everything.
ألم تر أن الله يسجد له من في السماوات ومن في الأرض والشمس والقمر والنجوم والجبال والشجر والدواب وكثير حق عليه العذاب ومن يهن الله فما له من مكرم إن الله يفعل ما يشاء.
Do you see how all things in heaven and the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars, the mountains, trees and beasts, and men in abundance pay homage to God? Yet there are many who deserve the punishment, and whosoever God disgraces will have none to raise him up in honor. God does verily as He will.
هذان خصمان اختصموا في ربهم فالذين كفروا قطعت لهم ثياب من نار يصب من فوق رؤوسهم الحميم.
These two, believers and unbelievers, are disputants who contend about their Lord, but they who disbelieve will be fitted out with garments of flames. Boiling water will be poured down over their heads.
يصهر به ما في بطونهم والجلود,
which will dissolve everything within their bellies and their skins.
ولهم مقامع من حديد.
There are iron maces for them.
كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها من غم أعيدوا فيها وذوقوا عذاب الحريق.
As often as they try to escape from its anguish, they would be put back into the fire and taste the torment of burning.
إن الله يدخل الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار يحلون فيها من أساور من ذهب ولؤلؤا ولباسهم فيها حرير.
God will surely admit those who believe and do the right to gardens with rivers running by, where they will be decked in bracelets of gold and of pearls, and of silk will be their garments.
وهدوا إلى الطيب من القول وهدوا إلى صراط الحميد.
They will be guided with gentle words and guided to the commended path.
إن الذين كفروا ويصدون عن سبيل الله والمسجد الحرام الذي جعلناه للناس سواء العاكف فيه والباد ومن يرد فيه بإلحاد بظلم نذقه من عذاب أليم.
As for those who disbelieve and obstruct the way of God and the holy mosque which we have set down for all men, the native and the visitor alike, whoever puts obstructions in this mischievously will taste of painful punishment.
وإذ بوأنا لإبراهيم مكان البيت ألا تشرك بي شيئا وطهر بيتي للطائفين والقائمين والركع السجود.
When we chose the site of the house for Abraham, we said, "Associate no one with me, and clean my house for those who will circumambulate it, stand in reverence, and bow in homage."
وأذن في الناس بالحج يأتوك رجالا وعلى كل ضامر يأتين من كل فج عميق.
Announce the pilgrimage to the people. They will come to you on foot and riding along distant roads on lean and slender beasts.
ليشهدوا منافع لهم ويذكروا اسم الله في أيام معلومات على ما رزقهم من بهيمة الأنعام فكلوا منها وأطعموا البائس الفقير.
In order to reach the place of advantage for them and to pronounce the name of God on appointed days over cattle he has given them for food. Then eat of the meat and feed the needy and the poor.
ثم ليقضوا تفثهم وليوفوا نذورهم وليطوفوا بالبيت العتيق.
Let them then attend to their persons and complete the rites of pilgrimage, fulfill their vows and circuit round the ancient house.
ذلك ومن يعظم حرمات الله فهو خير له عند ربه وأحلت لكم الأنعام إلا ما يتلى عليكم فاجتنبوا الرجس من الأوثان واجتنبوا قول الزور.
Apart from this, whoever respects the sacred ordinances of God will find a better reward for him with his Lord. You are allowed to eat all cattle except those already mentioned to you. Avoid the repugnance of idols and false and frivolous talk.
حنفاء لله غير مشركين به ومن يشرك بالله فكأنما خر من السماء فتخطفه الطير أو تهوي به الريح في مكان سحيق.
Turn uprightly to God without ascribing compeers to him. For he who associates anyone with God is like a thing that falls from the sky and is either snatched away by birds or carried far away by the wind.
ذلك ومن يعظم شعائر الله فإنها من تقوى القلوب.
All this and honoring the offerings to God comes from purity of heart.
لكم فيها منافع إلى أجل مسمى ثم محلها إلى البيت العتيق.
There are advantages for you in these cattle up to a time. Then their place is the ancient house for sacrifice.
ولكل أمة جعلنا منسكا ليذكروا اسم الله على ما رزقهم من بهيمة الأنعام فإلهكم إله واحد فله أسلموا وبشر المخبتين.
For every community we have ordained certain rites that they may commemorate the name of God by reading it over the cattle we have given them for sacrifice. Your God is one God, so be obedient to Him. Give good tidings to those who bow in obedience to God.
الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم والصابرين على ما أصابهم والمقيم الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
Whose hearts are filled with awe when the name of God is mentioned before them, who endure with fortitude what befalls them, and fulfill their moral obligations, and expend of what we have given them.
والبدن جعلناها لكم من شعائر الله لكم فيها خير فاذكروا اسم الله عليها صواف فإذا وجبت جنوبها فكلوا منها وأطعموا القانع والمعتر كذلك سخرناها لكم لعلكم تشكرون.
We have made the camels signs of God for you. There is good for you in this. So pronounce the name of God over them as they stand with their 4 feet in a line. When they have fallen, slaughtered on their sides, eat of their meat and feed those who are content with little and those who supplicate. That is why we have brought them under your subjugation, so that you may be grateful.
لن ينال الله لحومها ولا دماؤها ولكن يناله التقوى منكم كذلك سخرها لكم لتكبروا الله على ما هداكم وبشر المحسنين.
It is not their meat or blood that reaches God. It is the fealty of your heart that reaches Him. That is why He has subjugated them to you, that you may glorify God for having shown you the way. So give glad tidings to those who are the doers of good.
إن الله يدافع عن الذين آمنوا إن الله لا يحب كل خوان كفور.
God will certainly defend the believers. Surely God does not like the traitors who deny the truth.
أذن للذين يقاتلون بأنهم ظلموا وإن الله على نصرهم لقدير.
Permission is granted those who take up arms, who fight because they were oppressed. God is certainly able to give help to those.
الذين أخرجوا من ديارهم بغير حق إلا أن يقولوا ربنا الله ولولا دفع الله الناس بعضهم ببعض لهدمت صوامع وبيع وصلوات ومساجد يذكر فيها اسم الله كثيرا ولينصرن الله من ينصره إن الله لقوي عزيز.
Who were driven away from their homes for no other reason than they said, Our Lord is God. And if God had not restrained some men through some others, monasteries, churches, synagogues and mosques, where the name of God is honored most, would have been raised. God will surely help those who help Him. Verily, God is all-powerful and almighty.
الذين إن مكناهم في الأرض أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وأمروا بالمعروف ونهوا عن المنكر ولله عاقبة الأمور.
Those who would be firm in devotion, give zakah, and enjoin what is good, and forbid what is wrong. If we gave them authority in the land, but the resultance of things rests with God.
وَإِن يُكَذِّبُوكَ فَقَدْ كَذَّبَتْ قَبْلَهُمْ قَوْمُ نُوحٍ وَعَادٌ وَثَمُودُ.
If they accuse you of falsehood, remember that the people of Noah, Ad, and Thamud had accused their apostles before.
وَقَوْمُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَقَوْمُ لُوطٍ.
And the people of Abraham and Lot.
وَأَصْحَابُ مَدْيَنَ وَكُذِّبَ مُوسَى فَأَمْلَيْتُ لِلْكَافِرِينَ ثُمَّ أَخَذْتُهُمْ فَكَيْفَ كَانَ نَكِيرِ.
And the people of Midian too. Moses was also accused of lies. So I allowed the infidels respite and then seized them. How was my reprobation then?
فَكَأَيِّن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ أَهْلَكْنَاهَا وَهِيَ ظَالِمَةٌ فَهِيَ خَاوِيَةٌ عَلَى عُرُوشِهَا وَبِئْرٍ مُّعَطَّلَةٍ وَقَصْرٍ مَّشِيدٍ.
How many a habitation given to wickedness have we destroyed, whose roofs tumbled down, which fell into ruins. How many a well and fortress reinforced lie abandoned.
أفلم يسيروا في الأرض فتكون لهم قلوب يعقلون بها أو آذان يسمعون بها فإنها لا تعمى الأبصار ولكن تعمى القلوب التي في الصدور.
Have they not travelled in the land that they could have the heart to understand and ears to hear? It is not the eyes alone that do not see. Oblivious are the hearts within their breasts.
ويستعجلونك بالعذاب ولن يخلف الله وعده وإن يوما عند ربك كألف سنة مما تعدون.
That is how they ask you to hasten the punishment. But God does not go back on His promise. Verily, a day with your Lord is equal by your reckoning to 1,000 years.
وكأي من قرية أمليت لها وهي ظالمة ثم أخذتها وإلي المصير.
To how many habitations did we give respite, though given to wickedness, and then seized them? To me they had to come back in the end.
قل يا أيها الناس إنما أنا لكم نذير مبين.
Tell them, O men, it's my duty to warn you clearly.
فالذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم مغفرة ورزق كريم.
For those who believe and do the right is forgiveness and gracious provision.
والذين سعوا في آياتنا معاجزين أولئك أصحاب الجحيم.
But those who try to defeat our signs are people of hell.
وما أرسلنا من قبلك من رسول ولا نبي إلا إذا تمنى ألقى الشيطان في أمنيته فينسخ الله ما يلقي الشيطان ثم يحكم الله آياته والله عليم حكيم.
We have sent no messenger or apostle before you with whose recitations Satan did not tamper. Yet God abrogates what Satan interpolates. Then he confirms his revelations, for God is all-knowing and all-wise.
ليجعل ما يلقي الشيطان فتنة للذين في قلوبهم مرض والقاسية قلوبهم وإن الظالمين لفي شقاق بعيد.
This is in order to make the interpolations of Satan a test for those whose hearts are diseased and hardened. Surely the sinners have gone far in descent.
وَلِيَعْلَمَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ أَنَّهُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكَ فَيُؤْمِنُوا بِهِ فَتُخْبِتَ لَهُ قُلُوبُهُمْ وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَهَادِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ.
At the same time, those who have been given knowledge may know that this is the truth from your Lord and come to believe in it, and their hearts become submissive to Him. Verily God guides those who believe to the even path.
ولا يزال الذين كفروا في مرية منه حتى تأتيهم الساعة بغتة أو يأتيهم عذاب يوم عقيم.
The infidels will remain in doubt about it till the hour overtakes them unawares, or the punishment of the barren day destructive should come upon them.
الملك يومئذ لله يحكم بينهم فالذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات في جنات النعيم.
The order will be God's on that day. He will judge between them. Then those who had come to believe and done the right will be in gardens of delight.
والذين كفروا وكذبوا بآياتنا فأولئك لهم عذاب مهين.
But those who did not believe and called our revelations lies will be given disgraceful punishment.
والذين هاجروا في سبيل الله ثم قتلوا أو ماتوا ليرزقنهم الله رزقا حسنا وإن الله لهو خير الرازقين.
Those who left their homes in the way of God and then were killed or died will surely be given a better provision by God, for God is surely the best of providers.
ليدخلنهم مدخلا يرضونه وإن الله لعليم حليم.
God will surely lead them to a place with which they will be gratified. Verily God is all-knowing and forbearing.
ذلك ومن عاقب بمثل ما عوقب به ثم بغي عليه لينصرنه الله إن الله لعفو غفور.
Whosoever retaliates to the extent of injury suffered by him and is wronged again will certainly be helped by God. Verily God is forgiving and kind.
ذلك بأن الله يولج الليل في النهار ويولج النهار في الليل وأن الله سميع بصير.
That is so, for God turns night into day and day into night, for God is all hearing and all seeing.
ذلك بأن الله هو الحق وأن ما يدعون من دونه هو الباطل وأن الله هو العلي الكبير.
That is so, for God is the undeniable truth, and what they invoke apart from Him is false. Yet God is all high and supreme.
ألم تر أن الله أنزل من السماء ماء فتصبح الأرض مخضرة إن الله لطيف خبير.
Do you not see how God sends down water from the sky, and in the morning the earth turns green? Truly God is benign and well informed.
له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن الله لهو الغني الحميد.
Whatsoever is in the heavens and the earth belongs to Him. Surely God is all-sufficing, worthy of praise.
ألم تر أن الله سخر لكم ما في الأرض والفلك تجري في البحر بأمره ويمسك السماء أن تقع على الأرض إلا بإذنه إن الله بالناس لرؤوف رحيم.
Do you not see God has harnessed all that is in the earth to your service, and the boats ply in the ocean by His command? He holds the sky in position lest it should fall upon the earth, save by His dispensation. Verily God is compassionate and kind to men.
وهو الذي أحياكم ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم إن الإنسان لكفور.
It is He who gives you life, then makes you die, then He will bring you back to life again. Man is surely most ungrateful.
لكل أمة جعلنا منسكنهم ناسكوه فلا ينازعنك في الأمر وادع إلى ربك إنك لعلى هدى مستقيم.
We have determined for each community a way of worship which they follow. So they should not contend with you in this matter, and you should go on calling them to your Lord. You are surely on the right path.
وَإِن جَادَلُوكَ فَقُلِ اللَّهُ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ.
If they argue with you, tell them, God knows well what you are doing.
الله يحكم بينكم يوم القيامة فيما كنتم فيه تختلفون.
God will judge between you on the day of judgment in what you are at variance.
ألم تعلم أن الله يعلم ما في السماء والأرض إن ذلك في كتاب إن ذلك على الله يسير.
Do you not know that God knows whatever is in the heavens and the earth? This is surely in accordance with the law. This is certainly how the law of God works, inevitably.
ويعبدون من دون الله ما لم ينزل به سلطانا وما ليس لهم به علم وما للظالمين من نصير.
Yet they worship in place of God that for which no authority has been sent to them, and of which they have no knowledge. The wicked will have none to help them.
وَإِذَا تُتْلَى عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُنَا بَيِّنَاتٍ تَعْرِفُ فِي وُجُوهِ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا الْمُنكَرَ يَكَادُونَ يَسْطُونَ بِالَّذِينَ يَتْلُونَ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتِنَا قُلْ أَفَأُنَبِّئُكُم بِشَرٍّ مِّن ذَلِكُمْ النَّارُ وَعَدَهَا اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَبِئْسَ الْمَصِيرُ.
When our clear messages are read out to them, you can see denial on the faces of unbelievers. They can hardly restrain themselves from attacking those who recite our revelations. Tell them, should I give you news of something worse than this? Hell, which God has promised the infidels. How evil a destination.
يا أيها الناس ضرب مثل فاستمعوا له إن الذين تدعون من دون الله لن يخلقوا ذبابا ولو اجتمعوا له وإن يسلبهم الذباب شيئا لا يستنقذوه منه ضعف الطالب والمطلوب.
O men, give ear to this parable. Those you worship other than God can never create as much as a fly, even if they get together to do so. And if the fly were to rob them of a thing, they would not be able to snatch it away from it. How weak the seeker and how weak the sought.
ما قدر الله حق قدره إن الله لقوي عزيز.
They do not esteem God with the right estimation. God is surely all-powerful and almighty.
الله يصطفي من الملائكة رسلا ومن الناس إن الله سميع بصير.
God chooses messengers from the angels and human beings. Verily God is all-hearing and all-seeing.
يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم وإلى الله ترجع الأمور.
He knows what is before them and what lies behind them, and all things go back to God.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اركعوا واسجدوا واعبدوا ربكم وافعلوا الخير لعلكم تفلحون.
O you who believe, bow in adoration, worship your Lord, and do what is good that you may find success.
وجاهدوا في الله حق جهاده هو اجتباكم وما جعل عليكم في الدين من حرج ملة أبيكم إبراهيم هو سماكم المسلمين من قبل وفي هذا ليكون الرسول شهيدا عليكم وتكونوا شهداء على الناس فأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة واعتصموا بالله هو مولاكم فنعم المولى ونعم النصير.
Strive in the way of God with a service worthy of Him. He has chosen you and laid no hardship on you in the way of faith, the faith of your forebear Abraham. He named you Muslim earlier and in this Quran in order that the Prophet be witness over you and you be witness over mankind. So be firm in devotion, pay the zakat and hold on firmly to God. He is your friend. How excellent a friend is He, how excellent a helper.
صدق الله العلي العظيم.